how to check your grades in Canvas and look at the what if feature in grades. So to check your grades, it helps if you're on a real computer. It's not as effective on a phone or a tablet or some kind of mobile device. So it's best if you can find a real computer and then sign into Canvas and select grades in the menu on the left. And there are your grades. And scroll down here. If you look down here, this part in bold, these are the real grades for the whole assignment. So for example, the Who Am I speech is made up of the outline and the speech itself and the extra credit. So those are going to be listed individually up above, but then you scroll down and that's where you see the real grade for the Who Am I speech. And you do want to unclick this where it says calculate based only on graded assignments, because that's going to assume that you did great on even the assignments you haven't done yet. So it's not accurate. It's trying to predict the future. So you want to look at it in reality as it is right now. So in reality as it is right now, and I just entered 75s for my test student. So my test student made a 75 on the Who Am I speech and a 75 on the informative and a 75 on the midterm exam. So if my test student didn't do anything else, they would end up with a grade of 28.85 as their final grade in the class. So if all they did was the Who Am I speech, the informative speech, and the midterm exam, and they got 75s on all of those, that is not enough to pass the class. So let's pretend that I am the test student and I want to do a what if. I want to see what kind of grade I would get if I made certain grades on the upcoming assignments. So let's just imagine I keep making 75. So let's say I make a 75 on the special occasion speech. And let's say, good for me, I do the extra credit. And let's say on the group presentation, we got a, let's see, say we made a 90 on the group presentation. And the slideshow, you are supposed to submit the slideshow so that the professor can look at it while she is looking at your group presentation, but it's graded as part of the slideshow. So that's why it's worth 0 points here. And the study guide, let's say we made, oh, not a 90 out of 60, sorry. That would be, let's say we made a 45 out of 60 on the group presentation itself. And then we made a 35 out of 40 on the study guide. All right, so then on the persuasive outline with sources, let's say I got full credit for that sucker. My group project teammates thought I was awesome, so they gave me 100 on the group project peer evaluations. On the persuasive speech, let's say I made an 80. I just want to imagine that I got better and I made an 80. And on the slideshow, I got full credit for that, got a 5, and I did my extra credit. I am rocking. Let's say on the final exam, I studied really hard and I made a 95, good for me. And I have been providing feedback for everybody. So I did feedback for the 10 speeches for the informatives, feedback for the 10 persuasives, feedback for the 10 special occasion speeches, and feedback for the 10 Who Am I speeches. So I've entered imaginary grades, what if grades. What if I made these grades? And if you kind of hover over it, it'll say, this is a what if score. So this is what if I made this grade. And if I did that, I would end up with an 86.82, an 87 in the class. So you can kind of play around with it and see, all right, what if I just did not do the final exam? What if I just didn't take it? Made a 0 on that sucker. I would get a D in the class. Now, technically a D is passing, but if I'm planning to transfer to a university, a lot of universities will not accept a class that you made a D in as a transfer credit, so you'd have to retake it. Now, what if I didn't study very hard for the final, but I did take it and I made a 50. And I had all of the other things still in there the way I'm guessing. All those other what if scores. Oh, look at that, I would have a C. So it's kind of fun to play around with it and say, you know, what do I need to make in order to make a certain grade? And you can do that using those what if scores. So that's how you use the what if feature in Canvas.